Everyone, thanks for joining me for this week's question and answer video. My name is David. I'm a life coach. I make these videos for you guys to answer your questions, and I hope I'm helping you recover and heal, learning about your experiences, and hopefully not do these again. So please, I encourage all of you, ask me any questions you want, anything. I'll let you know if they're too personal. Go down in the comment section, ask your questions. I'll answer them in the next video. I do this every single week, every Monday. I'm answering questions today from people's questions that were on the last week's video from last Monday. And there's no such thing as bad questions. Repeat questions are welcome every single week. And if I miss your question, I'm sorry. Ask again. If you don't understand my answer, just keep asking. You can just keep going with the same question until I hope you understand. I hope I can. Let's see. I want to make an announcement. I know that I've posted this in a couple different places. Yesterday, I finally started my petition. A petition that I've been wanting to start for quite a while. I've been supporting another petition about online bullying, stalking, harassing people on the internet. But I started my own yesterday. I would really appreciate all of you. Please consider signing and sharing this somewhere else so we can stop online bullying. The petition is called Stop Narcissistic Online Bullying. It's at change.org. I'll post the link down in the comment section. I'll post the link in the description box. Okay. As many of you know, but not all of you, that I've been a victim of this stuff, of online bullying, cyber stalking, attacking, harassing for almost 6 years by a single individual. This single individual has gained 10,000 subscribers by doing this to me over the past few years. I don't know this person. They've asked me questions. I've answered them, and that's it. And this person does it to other people. YouTube doesn't stop them at all. YouTube allows it. YouTube will pay people to do these things. And so there has to be new laws, and they have to be enforced, and they have to hold these platforms accountable and make them responsible to stop this kind of stuff. It's horrible for society. It's killing people. People are taking their own lives. It's destroying families, jobs, all kinds of stuff. And so we just don't need it. We can't tolerate it. I won't tolerate it. I will continue to fight this fight for the rest of my life. I have all kinds of new things I'm starting to do. Just by starting this petition yesterday, I'm already getting people contacting me, willing to help me when I've never had any help for 6 years. So it's great. Please consider signing this petition right down below. Thank you very much for your support. Okay, let's get started with the questions. There's many questions. A lot of them are very long. And I try not to stretch these videos out too long. I mean, I could really turn these videos into 2-3 hours and people just won't watch them. So I try to get through them. Any of you need more help, consider hiring someone, a professional. You can hire me. You can contact me and ask me any questions about my services at daviddemars.com. The link is down below in the description box. And let's see. First question is from Pink Diamond. Hi, Pink Diamond. Please let us know your locations. Tell us where you are if you can. Thank you. You can be general. Great advice on the obsession. My ex, who is diagnosed borderline, if he sees me during kids drop off, he thinks I'm sending him messages and want him back. So I avoid all of that. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? A very common problem with people with personality disorders is they can't read affect sometimes very well. Not all. It's just a common, especially with borderline. I really think this is a true problem that's not discussed, that borderlines have troubles reading people's affects and not knowing how they feel, what they're doing, what they're saying, if it double meanings and all this kinds of stuff, and they really perceive things that don't exist. They may feel slighted, like they're going to be abandoned, when there's no intent from the other person at all. So that's pretty amazing. I hear this all the time. All you do is drop the kids off. You try not to even look at them or talk to them, but somehow you're doing something. You want them back. You miss them. You love them. You hate them. You did something illegal and wrong to them. It's unbelievable. My advice, Pink Diamond, this is what I give to parents who have to do the drop-off thing. You drop your kids off at school in the morning. He picks them up in the afternoon. When he's done with the kids for a day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever, he drops the kids off at school. You pick them up in the afternoon. Something like that. There's several different, arrangements you guys can think of so you don't even have to see him anymore. That might help you. And I'm sorry you're going through it, but thanks for your comment. Next one's from Carissa. Thank you, David. I contacted a lawyer and counseling services. I will discuss the lawyer about contacting his boss. That is a good option. I just obsessed all my Oh, closed all my social media. Changed all passwords, accounts again. I'm sorry, but by family this time. I'm surrounded by family this time, so it's much easier to navigate with support. Good. That's what we all need. Support, big time. And support that's healthy and that we can trust. Carissa has an ex who's a police officer stalking her. I mean, awful, awful stuff, because he's got certain access to things that he can find you and stuff, and that's illegal too. He's not allowed to use like looking people up and finding people for his own personal profit or pleasure. I'm glad that you're taking the extra step, Carissa, to protect yourself. Somebody else also recommended, Max says, for Carissa's question, chiming in, during the first year or two post breakup, because I told Carissa, contact his boss, and I wanted to say get a lawyer is the next step, and a lawyer will force prosecution, force these kinds of things. You can also get a lawyer to serve him with a protective order at work, so the boss knows, stuff like this. And that's kind of what Max was saying. You said you met someone through a self-help support group that was also in the first year or two post-breakup. She couldn't leave her home or work location and still had to see the abuser. That sure is difficult. I had been able to relocate and never see or hear of them. And we had no mutual people in our lives. Sounds like paradise? Well, here's the interesting thing. Despite her and my very different daily situations, so what Max is explaining is he met a female who was going through the recovery and trauma and healing from narcissistic abuse. Max had gone no contact, hasn't seen his abuser for a quite period of time. This person is forced to see their abuser on a daily or weekly basis at work, something like that. And Max is finding it amazing that the two of them are still kind of similar, going through the same thing, healing together, kind of on the same road. And he's saying that it doesn't make much difference that I'm not seeing that person anymore and she's forced to. And I think the difference would be that she's not living with him anymore, that she's not dating him anymore, that they do not have a personal relationship any longer. And so she might have to see him at work and stuff like this, but not really be forced to communicate with him, I'm guessing. That's a big difference. Yeah. And here goes to show that it's not just getting rid of an abuser or you're eliminating the stress entirely. It's not just about time. Time doesn't heal all wounds. This is severe trauma, and it may not heal just in time and stuff like this, and just not talking to them anymore. Most common things I see all the time is people that believe that, and they, even clients may stop talking to me because they feel better, but we haven't done much work. We haven't learned much. What does a good, healthy relationship look like? If you're having relationships like this, you don't know. You don't know. And let's raise our self-worth so we believe we're worthy of good, healthy relationships at least, right? There's just so much to learn. Who are we and what do we want in life and what do we need and things like this. I mean, you can't give yourself what you need if you don't know. You'll never achieve anything you want or get anything you want if you don't know what that is. You can't make yourself feel better if you really don't, have a problem with emotions and feelings and what to do about them. There's a lot to do, a lot to do. This is showing us there's a lot to do. Don't ignore it. Let's learn from our pain. Jamie from Wisconsin, great video. I have followed you for years and been able to connect from my childhood issues to now. Really important. Most of you know, watching my videos, I'm a big proponent of our adult relationships. If they're toxic and unhealthy, then they're mirroring our childhood relationships. And it is the hardest thing for me to point out to people. I see it clear as day. And I get all kind of reactions. No, it was fine. People think that there's only physical abuse and don't understand emotional. People think that I just wasn't abused, but they don't see that they were neglected, which actually is abuse. The most important thing in our lives are our emotional needs. If we don't get them, we may not realize that. Okay? Our parents could be great people and still neglect us emotionally. It's not that they're doing it on purpose. They don't know. This is information they need to teach us. So Jamie says, I've been investigating in myself the last few years. I needed extensive dental work for years and finally decided I was worth the money. It took me 2 years to pay off over $18,000 in dental work, but now I have no pain and can have ice cubes in my drink. Very common thing here. That while we have relationships with people that can't love us, don't love us, abuse us, hurt us, neglect us, that we're doing this to ourselves. We really are. And Jamie's dental problems, I'm sure, were before any relationship he just had recently. I mean, this is life, right? And so we're finally taking care of ourselves, and that really is about self-worth. So we can't have good self-worth when we're in toxic, nasty, abusive relationships, and just leaving it isn't enough. We might date somebody else, typically start trying to date somebody else, grabbing for what we need, instead of realizing we have it here in here. Thank you, Jamie. Rose, can't remember where you're from. Oh, I'm from England, and it's actually my birthday tomorrow, so that was 4 days ago. Happy birthday, Rose. Happy belated birthday. I hope it was nice. Hope you're able to enjoy some part of it. Rose is in a toxic, abusive, neglectful relationship, and I'm trying to be pretty tough with Rose, and I kind of just get right to the point, because I think that's what people need when we're in this stuff. Thank you for answering my question. I'm from England, and it's actually my birthday tomorrow. I do listen and think about what you say. Maybe, yes, he is dependent in his way. Says he doesn't want anyone, then next week he is in a better mood. Never mentions it. Happy birthday, Rose. Yeah, your husband's unstable, meaning he's emotionally unstable. That's why he goes from different emotions and can't regulate himself. And his personality is unstable. He's never the same. Which form of your husband are you getting today, this hour, this minute? Yeah. Contradicting myself all the time. I like this, but I show I don't, and I don't like this, but here I'm doing it, and all this kinds of stuff. It's just a very unstable personality. Good luck, Rose. Let's see. Victoria from the Bay Area. My question is, why do I feel guilty for surviving such a toxic relationship? Well, I don't know you, Victoria, and there could be many, many different reasons. I wrote, tell me why you think you feel guilty for surviving. Can you give me more details? Do you feel guilty for leaving them? And Victoria says, I feel guilty because I walked away from 50 years of mental abuse. I still have a roof over my head, 2 sons that love me. When I see homeless people, I see his face and I can't help but cry. This man caused me so much pain. What the hell's wrong with me? And I still don't understand, Victoria. Wasn't enough information. Can you give me more so I can answer this better next week, please? Thank you. What I see here is, I don't understand why you see his face in homeless people. Is that because you walked away and he's homeless now? I don't understand. So I just need more, please. I can tell you that survivors, and this isn't survivor guilt. No, this is guilt from doing something for ourselves. Being accused of being selfish for that our whole life. If we're in these dependent, codependent, addictive relationships, it started in childhood. I promise you, something we didn't get that we needed, something that people were dependent on us. We were too dependent on our family, things like this. And what happens is there's no Victoria, the child Victoria, is not allowed to be yourself, express yourself, decide what you want, get every single thing that you need, and then on your own decide, I want to go be on my own and do it for myself. These kinds of things I'm sure you didn't get to do. And typically, narcissistic parenting, not calling them narcissists, will say they want you to do what they want. They want you, to meet their needs and give them what they want and share the same values and all these things. And you never get to be you. And when you try, you're accused of being selfish, feel guilty, not allowed to change my mind. I didn't even commit to this. I did commit to it, but I don't want to anymore. Owing people things. I owe my family this kinds of stuff. I'd see this all the time. We all do, right? There's many, many things it could be, Victoria. I highly recommend processing all of this with another person, a professional that knows how to help you, okay? And you guys can find me at daviddemars.com for any of you that want coaching. John from Ohio, thank you for your reply. I appreciate it greatly. You're welcome, John. Thank you. I think maybe I will sit down and talk to someone. I don't feel like I have issues from childhood, but who knows? I'm only a child of parents married for 47 years until my father passed. I don't really feel like I have issues from childhood, at least that I remember. I knew I was in a toxic relationship, but felt bound to her. When we met, I had been going to doctors for almost 3 years to figure out what was wrong. And so you were seeing doctors for 3 years before you met her. Do you see that? There's something wrong, you said. So it can't just be her, right? I had all but given up when I met her. You'd all been given up on what? your problems. Someone told me that BPDs are fixers, that they target people with problems. Well, that's what we identify with. We feel sorry for unhealed people. So sorry, we gravitate towards them. We want to fix them and help them too, don't we? Didn't you want to with your BPD ex? She had a lot of problems to be fixed. She needs to fix them, but she's irresponsible and tried to focus on you, and then you tried to focus on her, as if I fix yours if you fix mine, when neither of you can fix each other's problems. It's something we need to do inside, internally, ourselves. They said that they feel like you are really, they said that they feel like you are likely to stay with them if they are helping you with your problems, but they can't. This was someone with a psychology degree. Unfortunately, that doesn't make me feel better. I am continuing to get back to the man I was before we met. When I feel ready, I will try to find someone that respects me and gives me the same respect I give them. Thank you again. I really appreciate what you are doing, and obviously so do a lot of others. I hope your channel gets the attention it deserves. Thank you very much. John, I appreciate your comment very much. You said you want to get back to the man you were before you met her. That was the man who just about gave up. How about we become the person that we want to be? The person we're meant to be. It's never too late. Never. So, think about that, John. There's a lot to go through here. And like I said, if you want to ask me questions about my services, I help people with this every day. Okay? Thank you. Traveling Man, David chiming in from Louisiana, right? Louisiana. Hi. 2 questions. One on Nadia's question. You mentioned her father's testosterone levels could have gotten low. Can you go into that more on how this would explain certain behaviors? Yeah. As we know, men's testosterone levels can drop, and that can come with age. But it's really important what we're doing in our environment. Stress can be the #1 reason to lower testosterone. A narcissist, someone with narcissistic personality disorder, has tons of stress, meaning they can't have functional, loving, any kind of a good relationship with anybody. They typically don't. They typically don't have anybody, and then they have one target that they abuse. Massive stress, and it may not seem like that when you're the target and you have so much stress, but they are not having their needs met. They are totally insecure, fears surface. It's just stress, and that lowers testosterone. Many other factors can lower testosterone. Men that get married, lower testosterone. Being with only women in your home lowers testosterone. Try to realize that 2 things that our brain cares about: staying alive and procreating. And once we procreate and we have children everywhere, we kind of don't need to do it so much anymore. When we're not competing with other men, that's when our testosterone rises to get, a woman. And when there's no more men around, testosterone drops. For you men who have this problem in marriages, in relationships with other women, start having male friends. Weird, huh? It's a new thing, because a long time ago, men stopped having friends. I'm not kidding. I'm not saying all men out there don't have friends, but what do you do with your friends? Do you hang out with them? Do you see them? Do you talk with them? I hope so. It's so important. So important. And the man that has a wife and 2 daughters in the house and no friends and just goes to work and come back is going to have lower testosterone, period. Start having friends. Male friends. Do male things with male friends. So stress. In Nadia's situation, stress. Stress lowers testosterone. It's just like a tree. Not enough light causes stress. Too much light causes stress. Not enough water. Too much water causes stress. Too much wind. Not enough wind. Not enough nutrients in the soil. All this causes stress. So if you take an apple tree, gets enough stress, first thing you notice, no fruit. Okay? No seeds. And then the second part. Why is it so hard to recover after being in a relationship with a borderline? It's been almost 4 months since I've heard... I lost the question. Just let me find it here. Here we go. It's been 4 months since I've heard from her, and I've been beating myself up lately because I feel like I should be in a better place about it. but I find myself still ruminating and having a deep need to know in what truly happened between us. I just can't wrap my head around this. Get help. We can't do everything by ourselves, alone. That's not who we are. We're social animals. We do things together with people and we help each other. I know not so much today, but that's how it used to always be. No help, we die. So my question to you is, what have you been doing to heal? Because what I see is you're doing things to make yourself worse. Beating myself up, I should be doing this, I should that. Still ruminating and thinking and probably not doing anything about it, not constructive, not understanding. These relationships cause shame and guilt, depression, anxiety, other disorders, addictions. I mean, this is serious, okay? I can't think of anything more serious that we need help with, except a medical condition that we're dying from right away. Let's take care of that. So, what have you been doing to get better? That's the important part, to get better. What have you been doing? Are you afraid to talk to somebody? Do you not feel worthy of it? That's what gets most people. That's what gets most people to not contact me, to not go get help, to ask me questions and not reply ever again. Happens all the time. I never know if people get my reply. I just say hi. You have any questions? I can help you. Nothing. Not worthy of it. I can tell you you're worthy of it, but once you know you're worthy of it, get the help you need, or just get the help you need, and then that proves you're worthy of it. Okay? Don't try to do this alone. Not like this. This can make us much, much worse. And why wait? How long? This doesn't get better on its own, I promise. It doesn't get better by beating ourselves up and isolating. It gets worse. So not only are you wasting years of time, maybe, you might be getting worse. Even finding a therapist that's not giving you the help that you need could make you worse. This is really important. You got any questions, you can contact me. Anyone can contact me. If you got questions about my services, not questions about your personal life, that's what sessions are for. But if you have questions about my services, you want to ask me, I'm accepting new clients, I can see people right away, I'm very flexible, this is all I do. DavidDemars.com. Salema from France. Hi, Salema. I see myself being thrown in the lion's den for people to entertain themselves while I struggle for survival. Unfortunately, I cannot find a way out. I don't even think about escaping. I accept that game and struggle vainly. Why do I keep doing this? So, something it may be is, cptsd, just for an example, a stress disorder. A stress disorder meaning that we couldn't escape stress. I've explained this a lot, so I'm going to be quick. Anything can startle a child, a youth, an infant. Every little thing can make them aroused, meaning unhappy, excited, stressed. Okay, and parents need to remove us from the stress immediately. Doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, eventually we don't need them to do it for us anymore. We do it. We remove ourselves from stress. I cry. I'm asking for my parents to help regulate me, to protect me. They pick me up, and the stress is gone. So that we only have this much stress our whole childhood. But Salema, you may have had this much stress in this much of a life experience so far. Okay? And so this is what we do. We react. The whole fight or flight. We eliminate the stress, or we leave it. A 5-year-old can't do that. 5-year-old can't tell parents, shut up, stop fighting. Hey, my thing's broken, fix it. Hey, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, feed me. Make me thirsty, or give me water, whatever. If the parents won't do it, you're just sitting there in stress. Sitting in stress, sitting in stress. They call your reaction either freeze or fawn. This is what develops a stress disorder. Okay? Our nervous system doesn't work properly. Causes a chemical imbalance with our stress chemicals, and our good feeling chemicals don't work well anymore. We have feelings that we're helpless, hopeless, can't stop, can't make this stop. We sit in marriages at home with our husband or wife gone for a month at a time, saying, I can't escape, I can't leave. They're not even there. Get the help you need. That's it. Get the help you need. There's help out there. I'm not saying you, Salima. I know Salima is getting the help she needs. But if we have these feelings, in someone else's question, I listed some of the things that are symptoms of cptsd, stress disorders, things like this. If you're experiencing this, it's no way to live. We want our lives not to be happy, 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 comfortable. We're creatures of comfort. We just want comfort, and the best source of comfort are relationships. It also happens to be the biggest source of stress. So we've got to learn how to have relationships with people, how to relate with them, how to build the ship and sail off together. Okay? Hope I answered your question, Salima. Please let me know. And thank you. What I also wanted to add, it's our brain. Our brain cares about staying alive and procreating. Okay? And so what the best technique our brain has by keeping us alive is keep doing what we're doing since we're alive. Right? And that's why it gets harder and harder as we get older. If I'm 50 years old, then I'm going to keep doing what I've done for 50 years because I'm alive. It's really hard to change and break that. A 19-year-old, when my clients are young, like 19, man, suggestion, they take it, they do it, and they're better. Boom. My 60-year-old clients, you could try this, I don't want to. You could try that, doesn't feel good. You could try this, doesn't seem like it'd work. Try this? Yeah, I kind of tried it. I just get so scared. I get worried about everyone's reaction. I get so worried that I'll be alone. I get so worried and scared and anxious and depressed to make decisions. It's our brain. What you're doing, Salima, is fighting this. Okay? And we either focus more on who we are, and if we lose ourselves, we focus more on what we are, our brains, our bodies. Okay? We want to lead our lives and make choices and decisions based on who we are and not let this do it. This thing would love for you to just sit in a room, not talk to anybody, and just feed yourself and give yourself water and sleep, warmth. That's it. That is actually dying. Thank you, Salima. Willow Green. If the police department doesn't do anything, hire a lawyer and they can contact the state's attorney general to say his police department taking no action in the matter. Thank you. That's awesome. Clarissa. I still believe hire a lawyer. Truly. Hire a lawyer. A lawyer makes things happen. If someone is stalking you, harassing you in another country, you simply hire a lawyer in that country and it forces prosecution. I've done it. I'm doing it again. It's not fun, but it works. Okay? Thank you for the advice. Great advice. Emily from South Africa. Hi, Emily. Hi, David. What should I do with my life? I want to do something special. I want to travel more and experience more things. So I took it last night. I took it upon myself to write a list of a ton of things you have to do that you should do. Okay, Emily? And if you do them, then you'll be happy. And if you don't do them, shame on you. A lot of these things are what I like to do. I'm sure you'll like to do it too. Okay? We're pretty much the same. And I am kidding. I know a lot of you knew I was. Emily, here, I'll tell you what my answer was. It doesn't matter what you do with your life. It doesn't. Keep trying new things. If we're going to do things, if we're going to care about what we do, keep trying new things. When you get used to that, this stops being so scared because you have taken control of your life. You are meeting people everywhere and things are going well. And this is where self-work comes in. I know who I am. I know what I need. I know exactly what I want in life. I know how I feel all the time. I know exactly what I value, and I know my opinion. And I use this to navigate through life, and I end up having better and better and better experiences. I promise. Even when you have horrible experiences, you walk away with who you are. You treat people with the things that you value. You make yourself feel better and start giving yourself what you need. You actually walk away feeling pretty good from a very bad experience. And the more you know yourself like this, the better experiences you end up having. And the more you keep trying new things, the less scared this is. I promise. Doesn't matter what you do, Emily. Matters how you feel. That's it. Okay? You want something to do? You want some advice? Keep doing something new. Try something new every day. I know you're young. I know you're willing to try it. What are some signs that you have a stress disorder? Here's what I was talking about. I wrote down some things here. Your emotional reaction to stress and what we do about it. Depression, anxiety, headaches, stomach aches, addictions, anger, sleep problems, or disorders. And all of these can be disorders. You can have depression disorders, anxiety disorders, sleep disorders, addiction disorders. Headaches and stomach aches typically start in childhood. This can happen in adulthood in toxic, really bad relationships. These can also develop to more serious medical problems. Anything that has to do with your head, anything that has to do with your digestive system. Over time, this causes problems with all of our organs, and it causes disease. Number one cause of disease, stress. Feelings of hopelessness and helplessness, like I said earlier. And most important, you're not eliminating stress from your life. You don't know how. I can't escape this. I can't stop. I can't tell them. Low boundaries, low self-worth, low self-respect, low self-esteem. Crushed. I think that's it. That's it, guys. That's all the questions. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Keep asking. Let me know what you think of my answers. Keep asking more questions about your original question. And let's learn what happened to you. Let's feel better. Let's eliminate guilt and shame and raise our self-worth. Learn how to start relating with people with success. Please consider following the link to my petition down below. You'll see it everywhere. I'll post it everywhere. Share it with somebody else. Post it on your social medias. I'd really appreciate that. This is to make the world a better place for everybody. This is to make sick, toxic online predators happier. Well, right? If they can't do this anymore and they stop obsessing on people, maybe they'll do something for themselves. Maybe. At the very least, we don't have to experience it anymore. Thank you, guys. Love yourself first, okay? I will see you next week. I'm making videos all week. You might want to hit the notification bell to be alerted. Please subscribe. Please vote. I really need it right now. I'm being banned on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Love yourself first. See you later. Bye.